Today we're on lesson 4, subtracting from a 2-digit number. Our essential question is, how can I subtract 2-digit numbers? We're going to look at models to show the number 7 to determine whether 7 is even or odd. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Remember that when we talked about even and odd numbers, we said that it needed to be a fair share to be even, and we could make a doubles fact out of that. So let's see if we can make a doubles fact out of 7. We have 3 and 4. So because there's this extra one here, it's not a fair share, which means that this is an odd number. Okay, let's do a quick check to see if we need to regroup. Yesterday we learned that if there was more on the top, there's no need to stop. More on the floor, go next door and regroup 10 more. So let's look here. We've got 18 minus 4. And if I rewrite that vertically, I can see that I have 8 on top of 4. So 8 is bigger than 4. I have more on the top, no need to stop. So I do not need to subtract. And then if I subtract 18 minus 4, I get 14. Let's try the next one. 22 minus 3. Do I have more on the top or more on the floor? I have more on the floor, so I need to go next door and regroup 10 more. 12, 11, 10, 9. Bring down the 1. Did I have to regroup? Yes, I did, because I had more on the floor. 15 minus 7. More on the top, more on the floor. I have more on the floor. Go next door and regroup 10 more. However, if I do that, it's just still going to be 15. But 15 minus 7 is 8. Did I have to regroup? Yes, I did. 24 minus 8. 4 is on top, 8 on the floor. 8's bigger, so we have more on the floor. We do need to go next door. We're going to take a 10 from here, add it to our 4, which gives us 14. 14 minus 8 is 6, and bring down the 1. And then 18 minus 6. More on the top or more on the floor? We have more on the top, no need to stop. So we're going to bring those down. We do not need to regroup because we had more on the top. And last but not least, 33 minus 5. Again, we have more on the floor. Go next door and regroup 10 more. Take a 10, add a 10. Oh, there we go. 13 minus 5 is 8, and bring down the 2. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite 52 minus 6 vertically so that I can line up my 1s. And once I have my 1s lined up, I can see I have more on the floor. So I do need to go next door, take a 10, add a 10. 12 minus 6 is 6. 4 minus nothing is 4. So we end up with 46. So we're going to look at 46 minus 8. We're going to show base 10 blocks. So let me pull up 46. And we need to take away 8 ones. We only have 6 ones, so we've got to go next door to our 4, and we're going to take a 10. From there, and we're going to break it apart into 10 ones. So let's go back to our blocks. What that looks like is taking a 10 from the tens place and turning it into 10 ones. On our chart, that looks like this. We have 4 10s. We're taking 1, so we have 1, 2, 3 10s left. And then we broke it apart here, so now we have 6 plus 10, which is 16. Now we're ready to subtract. So we've got 16 ones now, which is enough. And now we're going to take away 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we're left with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which makes sense because 8 plus 8 equals 16. And then we have 3 tens, and we're not taking any more tens away, so we're left with 38. Open up to page 241 in your MyMath book. We're going to use base 10 blocks to show this problem. So it says, Jack saw 34 crabs on the beach. So I'd like for you to get out 34 base 10 blocks. Eight crabs ran into the water. Regroup and take away that many blocks. Oh, I guess I could put these in my tens and ones frame, couldn't I? So we've got 34 and 8 run away. Now, I only have 4, so I cannot take away 8. So I'm going to take a 10 over here and regroup it as 10 ones. Can you do the same thing with yours? Go ahead and change them into 10 ones. And now we have enough to regroup. So now I need to take away 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, which leaves me with 10, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Is that what you ended up with? So let's write in here 26 crabs. Can you draw 2 tens and 6 ones into your frame as well? Okay, so let's turn to your guided practice on page 242. And it says find 34 minus 6. Show 34. Can you subtract 6 ones? Well, we have more on the floor, so no, we cannot. We have to go next door and regroup. So it shows you how to do that on step 2. We're going to take 1 10, just like we did on the crab page. We're going to regroup it as 10 ones. So we'll have 2 tens left and 14 ones, and then we'll be ready to subtract. So step 3 is subtract the ones. 14 minus 6 is 8. 2 minus nothing is 2. We just bring down the 2. Oh, sorry, step 4 is subtract the tens, bring down the 2, and we end up with 28. Okay, so now we're going to solve 23 minus 5. We've already got some blocks shown here, and we can tell that we have more on the floor, so we've got to go next door. We're going to take this 10 over here and break it apart into 10 ones, which looks like that. Leaves us with 1 10. 3 tens plus 1 10 is 13. And now that I have 13 ones, I can take away 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Leaves me with 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1 10. Okay, number 2, 58 minus 4. Remember, we always ask ourselves on the ones, more on the top, more on the floor. We have more on the top, no need to stop. We can cross out 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, which leaves us with 4. We didn't have to take any away, so we end up with 54.